This is my Xtreme collection log account. Starting on a fresh account, I've been leveling up my stats by completing collection logs one at a time, and only being able to keep items obtained from these logs and nowhere else. I'm also an Iron Man, so this means no trading with other players or using the Grand Exchange, but I also can't pick up or buy items, with a couple exceptions. My final goal is to complete the Slayer collection log, with all the items needed coming from the collection logs I have previously completed. Now join me as I do this one log at a time. With the completion of the Giant's Foundry log and the Elder Chaos Droid log last episode, I accidentally got 32 quest points, unlocking the ability for me to get champion scrolls. This really screwed my plans and means I have to go for this log now. Well, that's what I thought until I made a discovery that changed what I had planned. This then leads me to seek some upgrades and the first pet grind on the account. I'm first going to start with some questing now that quest points don't matter because I have a little plan for this grind. Also, remember with my rules, I can get the items for quests in any way. That's Droidic Ritual completed, not really needed right now, but I did want to unlock Herblore. That's Fight Arena completed. That's Haziel Cult completed, Gertrude's Cat completed, Itchlarin's Little Helper completed. Now with that quest done, it's got me the thieving level for the real quest I wanted to do. The quest that I wanted to do was Darkness of Hallowvale. This quest will unlock the route back from Patadomus Temple and make temple trekking so much faster for myself. But yeah, I have to grind that out again for the champion scrolls. It seems I have to grind this out every single time. That's Darkness of Hallowvale completed. Now I can temple trek both ways, and it's time to really start on the first steps towards starting the champion challenge log. Now what I plan to do is temple trekking to grab some more iron ore so I can use my cannonball mold from the Giant's Foundry to make some cannonballs. I'm doing this because I can actually purchase a cannon on this account. That's because the cannon is classified as a quest item on the wiki, but because of this I am going to need a lot of cannonballs for this grind, because I think people usually finish the log with around 100,000 cannonballs used. But I am going to start with getting 5,000 iron ore and making 20,000 cannonballs, and we'll see where we go from there. Plus, with being able to trek both ways, it should be much faster than the previous 4,000 iron ore I needed to get for the Giant's Foundry. I am actually so dumb. I just checked the Cyclops' drop table and found out they don't even drop a giant champion scroll. I was so sure they did because I always classified them as a giant, but they don't. This is incredible news for me, so now I can actually stop preparing for the champion challenge log right now and head off to do 2 more logs before I start it. So let's go make something for the Defender grind. That's the mithril armor made, so now it's time to head over to the Warriors Guild. Now it's finally time to enter the Warriors Guild for the first time, and we are in and we have our music track and the hard diary task done as well. Now it's time to start reanimating my mithril armor and getting my Warriors Guild tokens, so I can hopefully complete the Cyclops' log pretty quickly. Now that I have the mithril armor, it shouldn't be too bad because none of the pieces of it will break anymore, so I'll just wear my full armor as well, and then I'll be all good just to start killing it. I'll just be using my lobsters to kill it, but it should be a pretty easy grind. But for now, I am officially locked to the Cyclops collection log. Now with the 25 tokens from this kill, that's going to bring me up to 1,000. I'm going to try and get the defenders in about 1,000 token intervals just to see how many I get in a nice round even number. So let's head up and then start making our way through the log. Well, that's the first defender. That was very quick, not even 100 tokens in. And now I can go out and re-enter and we can go for the iron one. Oh, there we go. That's the iron defender got. That wasn't too bad. I'm definitely still below rate as well. I think I am at about 80 kills, so sitting 20 under, so it's not too bad. 88, so not too far under, so I'm pretty close to being on rate. Steel Defender coming in, still pretty on rate, so that's a good one. Oh, I kind of AFK'd that one and got myself a Black Defender. So that's good. I'm going to have to go get more tokens though, because that was right at the end. So I'll be back with another 1,000 tokens. Mithril Defender coming in. I think I'm still pretty on rate. 270, so I was a little bit over rate now. That's the first one that I've gone over for, so hopefully the Addy one comes pretty quick. This one's definitely going to be a level for the grind. When I bury this bone here, that's 54 prayer. That's the first prayer level I've got from this grind because I'm currently going dry. As you can see, 354 kills up here, and I'm only up to the Myth Defender still. Nearly gone through another 1,000 tokens, so nearly gone through 2,000 of them. So it's definitely something. Hopefully the Addy one comes through pretty soon. That's the Adamant Defender not too long after the last clip. I'm down to 40 tokens now, so I'll just have to leave and get a few more. Another 1,000 tokens. Should hopefully be enough since I only need the Rune Defender and the Dragon one now. Oh, there we go. There's the Rune Defender. That one was pretty quick, as you could see from my tokens. Only another 100 used. But with that, it's time to go for the Dragon Defender, the last one on the log here. Let me quickly get the log up. There we go, 7 of 8. So it's just the Dragon Defender now. And the Dragon Defender is found there in the basement. It has a higher drop rate, so it might take me a lot longer to actually hit it, but I should be all right. I think I will have to prayer flick the giants down there as well because they do more damage and they are higher leveled. So that part of this grind won't be very fun, but I can only hope I get it early because that's all I'm going to hope for. I forgot to show my KC as well, but for the Cyclopses, I got 411 KC there. And since the drop rate for all of them is 1 in 50 and I got 7 of them, I should have only have had to have done about 350 KC, so I was about 60 kills over drop rate. So it's not too bad. I didn't go too dry in the end. The Rune Defender coming in pretty quick after the Addy one definitely helped my drop rate a bit. But now it's time to start on these giants, and yes, they are 106 combat, which is definitely very high. So I'll start up this grind and see how we go. Wow, okay, Dragon Defender coming in very quick. Still got 640 tokens left at the end of this grind. I have only done another like 30 Cyclopses, I think that is 31 Cyclopses to get this. A good 1 in 100 drop rate, and that's done in 31 KC, so I'm very, very happy with that. Let me quickly look at the greened log. There we go. That's another greened one for our other section. There's actually a fair few greened in here. This is definitely the most amount of greened logs that I've had on an account before. So it's very cool to see a lot of green ones. But I currently don't have a need for a Dragon Defender. So my next log that I'm going to do is going to get me a good main hand weapon that I can go along with this Defender. So I'm going to quickly go head off to that and start on that grind now. But now we are officially unlocked from the Cyclops grind. The next log I'm locking myself to is going to be Soul Wars. Soul Wars has 3 uniques I need to obtain to finish the collection log, and one of those uniques is a pet. So this will be the first pet I will need to grind on the account. I have worked out with my speed here, it should be about 48 hours for the pet if I go on drop rate. 1 hour for the Ectoplasmator, which is an item that lets me get prayer XP for a kill on a spectral creature. Like for example, Enkus, Aberrant Spectres, and the Barrows Brothers. The Soul Cape is another item, and it's a best in slot prayer cape in the game, with it offering a +8 prayer bonus. The only issue I have is it requires 70 prayer to purchase the item, and you might remember I just hit 54 prayer a few clips ago, but I have a plan to be able to train it, and I will get into that later. With the cape being 2,500 points, that will take me a further 10 hours to get. So if I go on drop rate for the pet, it should take me 59 hours to complete this log. Doing this grind, I'll be able to get so much loot from the Spoils of War since their drop table is insane, and that's where the pet comes from. So if I have to open 400 of them, I'll be walking away from here stacked. But with that, let's be officially locked to the Soul Wars collection log. To get points here, I'll be doing the duo method with my other account. The way this is done is you challenge your other account, grab some potions on both accounts, and then run to the center obelisk area to capture it on the account you want to win and get points on. On the other account, you go to the graveyard and start killing the ghosts for fragments. I grab close to 30 to weaken the boss. Once I collect the 30, my collection log account will kill my other account and collect the soul fragments, which will be easy because the other account will have used a locator orb to be 1 HP. I then use the fragments on the obelisk, which is only possible because I captured it earlier. After using them, it has weakened the boss, so I run to the area where the other team's boss is and start killing it. Once it gets down to about 75 to 50% health, I leave the game on my other account, which ends the match and awards my collection log account. Now I just repeat this for an hour to get around 250 points, which means I can buy 8 crates per hour, and that would be about 580k worth of loot on average. since each crate is worth about 71k. So a pretty good moneymaker. There we go. With that game, I have got myself 300 zeal. I did want to save up and go for 100 of the Spoils of War, but I am just going to get 10 because I want to talk about them really quick because I haven't gone over what's actually on the drop table. But this is what is in the shop. I could knock off a collection log right now, being the Ectoplasmator, but I'll save the Ectoplasmator and the Soul's Cape for after I'm done with the Spoils of War. This shop by itself is really nice, and for any wilderness grinds I have planned in the future, all these blighted items are going to be great for that grind. But what I want to talk about more is the Spoils of War. So I'll just buy 10 of these for now, and I will talk about what I can actually get from them. Spoils of War have an insane drop table. They can drop some of my best in-slot weapons with a Dragon Scimitar and even a Dragon Mace being okay. Then, on their standard drop table, they have some really good loot. 4k to 6k pure essence might sound bad, but that drop is going to massively help me train my prayer, but I'll get more into that when I do need to train it. The food on this table is also great for me. The only way for me to get food currently is the fishing trawler and temple trekking. So getting the massive amount of food I can get from here is crazy. My best food I can get currently is lobsters, and that is the worst food I can get from these crates. The rest of the drop table having a bunch of runes and ammo is okay, but it won't be useful for a little while and will just stack up by the end of the grind since it drops so many of them at a time. The rune equipment will just be elks, but I really don't need the money, so I hope I don't get too many of them. The Snapdragon and Renar seeds will be nice to receive so I can farm them later on for some prayer restore potions. There is other stuff on the table that I didn't talk about, but that's because the items really don't matter that much for me. The main things I do want from here is food and hopefully some dragon weaponry. And of course, the pet, which is a 1 in 400 drop rate and what I'll be spending the bulk of my time on for this grind. That should be all explained now with everything I can get from these Spoils of War. This is actually the first time I'll ever be opening up any Spoils of War in the game because I honestly had never done Soul Wars before this point. If I do get the pet within these 10 crates, then this would speed up the grind by many hours. But these 10 crates here took 1 hour, so let's open up these and let's just hope we get something good. Yeah, already it's so insane seeing the amount of stuff you actually get from these. That amount of adamant arrows and blood runes is insane. Soul runes, 10,000 pure essence. That is as much as I'm going to need. I mentioned it before, but that will help me with prayer. And it's definitely going to be good. And already the food drops coming in, which is great. And some sharks. Getting 90 lobsters, it would have taken me a long time in temple trekking. Probably about 15 to 20 minutes to get 90 lobsters from temple trekking. But I get 90 lobsters, 82 swordfish, and 46 sharks. So yeah, the loot here is kind of busted. Let's do the price check. Yeah, that makes sense. So the average loot of a Soul Wars crate is 73k. So that, I went basically on rate for the money. So yeah, you can really see why this is a lot of money here. Okay, with that game, I have now got myself over 1.5k lifetime zeal, and I've got 1,200 to spend. I chose 1,200 because I've already opened up 10 crates, and this 1,200 will put me at 40 more crates open, so I'll be at a total of 50 crates. So I'm going to be opening these crates 50 at a time, just so I can get 1/8 towards the drop rate every single time I open them, which I think is a good metric to go by. So each time I do it, I should have at least 50 to open. But yeah, now it's time to open them and hope that I can get some dragon weaponry or just get the pet, and then I just completely end this grind basically really early. Of course, I still have to get the cape and stuff, but that's only a 10-hour grind compared to the close to 50 hours it is for the pet. But let's start opening these and hope we get some good stuff. So the cabbage is rough because that means I rolled on the junk table, which means I missed out on getting anything good from it. Oh my god, I actually just got the pet within... what was that? 3 this in a row, 13 last, and then 10, 23. It only took me 23 KC to get the little creator, and that's the first pet on the account. He's so big, this dude. And then there's the other guy. I hate the look of this one. This one's so much better. That is the first pet on the account. Man, I am both happy about that and also kind of sad about that, because the food I was getting from here was what was going to keep me going for a long time. But we did get the pet, and we got it very early. Very, very spooned on that. I'm glad I decided to only do 50 crates at a time, because yeah, if I decided to save up for the 100 like I was planning to do, then I just would have wasted a lot of my time on it. But then again, I would have got a lot of the raw food that I wanted. But yeah, the pet's very good. Now I only have the cape and the ectoplasmator to go. Ectoplasmator is a 1 hour grind for that many points. The cape is about a 10-hour grind for that many points. But I also have to get my prayer up. So I'll get myself some points and buy the ectoplasmator. And then after that, we will go for the cape. But let's open the rest of these things and see if we get anything. See if we get a duplicate pet. Who knows at the end of the day. Pure Essence is good because I definitely need some of that for my next kind of grind. The bones that I'm getting are also the junk table as well, so that kind of sucks about that too, but that's alright. Okay, so didn't get 2 pets, but we got 1 within 40, so that's very cool. Very nice to have a pet on this account. Let me go quickly look in the collection log for it real quick. Obviously, I haven't completed it because I still have those 2 things, but yeah, Little Creator, 23 KC. That's very quick to get that at 23 KC. If that was to be time-wise, 23 KC, what's that? So that's 690 points, which is only about 3 hours of playing Soul Wars to get a pet. So this is my 3-hour pet. Let me look at the Rune Light tracker for how much I got from those crates too. 50 crates got me 3.5 mil in loot. So I am very good on a lot of the loot. 3.2 thousand soul runes. The runes I just got from here is crazy good. Yeah, okay. Now I suppose I've got to keep playing to get the cape and get the ectoplasmator, so let's work on getting the points. Actually, I'm not going to get the cape right now. I'm going to get my 70 prayer first, and I'll just go through the method for how I'm going to do that right now. Just before I get into my prayer plan, I'm just going to use up these 629 big bones on the Chaos Altar and see where that gets me. Starting right on 54 prayer. This is the last of the big bones, and it's gotten me to 57 prayer, nearly 58. But now it's time to start on my plan to get 70 prayer. The plan starts with rune crafting body runes. This is why the pure essence from Soul Wars was so important. I need 2,000 body runes so I can reanimate all the giant heads and chaos droid heads I have in my bank, which will get me to 66 prayer and leave me about 210k XP from 70. From here, I can either do Soul Wars for an extra 2,150 points, which will give me 98 XP each, and take a little under 10 hours. If I want to AFK, I can go kill some Chaos Droids for more Ensouled heads since I completed that log last episode. But I can't kill Hill Giants because I could start the Champion Challenge log because of my quest points. Now I just have to craft 2,000 body runes and then I can go get my Arceus favor. That's the last of the body runes I need to craft, but I did have a little issue. I need 41 magic to reanimate the giant heads and I only have 33. So I'm gonna go trade my magic level on the golems in Camdozal until I hit 41 magic. Not too long after, that's 41 magic achieved. Now I need to head over to Zayat to get some favor in Arceus. While I'm getting my favor, let's talk rules. With my rules, I can't keep any items I get outside of collection logs. But since this is needed for quests, which I can do in any way, then this is all good. But I just need to destroy the XP books I get until I reach 60% favor so I can use the spellbook. Now that I have 60% favor, it's time to start working on the prayer grind. My plan for these heads is to bring a full inventory and animate all of them. Once I have finished the inventory, I teleport to Ferox to heal, then I get a full inventory of heads again. I equip my Earth Staff, teleport back to the Arceus library. This should be the quickest method for me, so now it's just time to use up all the heads. That's the last of my heads now, so it's time to head back to Soul Wars. I managed to get halfway through 66 prayer, I got 80 strength, and up to 47 magic. Now that I'm back at Soul Wars, I need to get 4,900 points to complete the log. I need 2,150 points to get 70 prayer, 2,500 points for the cape, and only 250 for the ectoplasmator. It's now time to really grind this out. With that game, now I have 250 points. I want to try something and purchase my next collection log, that being the ectoplasmator. So that's collection log slot completed. Now I want to see if I can take this into the minigame with me. Alright, that sucks. I thought I could get some prayer XP from the ghost while I'm doing this, but it looks like I'm just gonna have to have it sit in my bank. Alright, when this game ends in just a second, there we are. That's 2,500 Zeal tokens. Now, that amount is enough to purchase the Soul Wars cape, but as you can see, it is grayed out. That's because I still need 70 prayer to get it. I'm sitting at halfway through 66 and need another 3.5 levels. That's going to take a fair bit longer with the amount of Zeal tokens that I have here, but I do have a bit of a plan for that. To start with, I'm actually going to purchase a few of the Soul Wars crates. I'm gonna purchase, I think, 20 of them. So I'm gonna use up 600 of my points to purchase these Soul Wars crates, and this might actually help me get my prayer up. So let me quickly just purchase 20 of these, and I will have to get 600 more points, but I am willing to do it. I'm only gonna spend it on these 20, and I'm not gonna buy any more, just in case I don't get what I want. So if I can get myself any of the dragon weapons from this, to roll the table for the weapons, it is a 1 in 80 or close to that. So if I do get one, I'll be extremely happy. But if I don't from these 20, then I will move on to what I want to do. And the last one. Man, that sucks. That Dragon Medhelm really, really sucks. That is on the weapons and armor table that I wanted to hit. And it's the only one that I didn't want. There's 5 or 6 items on there, and this is the only thing that is not really that useful for me. I can wear it. It is a little defensive upgrade over what a Rune Full Helm is. So if I wear that, you can see it's a +3 to most of my defensive stats, or a +4 or 5. So it is an upgrade, but it's really not what I wanted. I would have loved a Dragon Longsword, Dragon Scimitar, or a Dragon Mace even. But that's a bit rough. But my plan is now, of course, I'm going to have to get 600 more points in Soul Wars. But my plan is to actually go train up my prayer with the ectoplasmator that I bought. Because with my rules, I can get XP outside of the collection logs, but I just can't pick up any items. I didn't think that would be relevant to training prayer because obviously I couldn't pick up bones and stuff. But with the ectoplasmator, I get prayer for killing spectral creatures. So I'm actually going to go AFK some Enkus in the stronghold so I can actually work on another miscellaneous log. And my miscellaneous log I can work on passively because this is a passive log, but I am going to go work on getting the Skull Scepter. So I'm going to go kill the Enkus, get some Skull Halves and stuff like that, and just get my prayer up passively from killing them. It's going to be a nice AFK way to train, and then I don't have to play on 2 accounts at once to train it, and get a further 2,000 something points to get my prayer up to 70. So I'm going to go AFK that and see what the prayer XP an hour would look like there. Okay, so doing Enku was an incredibly bad idea. I went down there for like 15 minutes or so, and I was only going to be getting 1,700 prayer XP an hour. That came out to about 112 hours of killing Enkus. And that would have only went down because of the amount of food I was eating and everything. So I'm going to take doing 10 hours or 12 hours of Soul Wars over doing 112 hours of that. So with these 1,900 tokens I have, I'm actually going to put them all into prayer right now. See how much we get to. Currently sitting at 528,000 prayer XP, and let's see how much we get from this. It's going to be 186,000 prayer XP. So let's do it and see where we get to. Okay, I only need 22,000 more. That was a good 3 levels in prayer from that. That's actually not bad at all. So I'm going to get geared up and then subject myself to another... Okay, if I only need 22,000, I don't know how many more points that's going to be, but it should be close to 2 hours. And then I think I have enough prayer for 70 prayer, and then I'm going to spend another 10 hours getting the points back to buy the cape. So, not too long now. I'm in the final stretch. And with that game completed, I'm back up to 2,739 Zeal. Odd number, but that just puts me over how much I actually need to completely finish this grind. It's felt long because I've done it over many days because this was boring as hell. but it is done now. Thank God I got the pet earlier because that really sped up my grind. I've spent less time doing the whole grind now than what I would have spent just getting the pet by itself, I think, if I went on drop rate. So that's how insane that was that I got it early. I also managed to get myself another strength level, so I got up to 82 during all that. And now it's time to get myself the 70 prayer. So I can spend a good 239 tokens, which will leave me with exactly 2,500, and that being 70 prayer. Holy crap. That was a lot of bots that just came back in. This was very common to see while I was here, but god damn, a lot of bots just spawned in. But yeah, this is an extremely common sight while I've been here. Every single world I've done this on has had an entire bot farm here. Every single world. And there would be anywhere from 40 to 70 bots. The most I've seen waiting has been 75. So it's pretty insane. But without further ado, let me finish the grind by buying the Soul Wars cape. Confirm the purchase and buy the Soul Wars cape. Collection log done. Soul Wars cape obtained. 8 prayer bonus. The best in slot prayer cape in the game right here. It offers no defensive bonuses, but with 8 prayer bonus, it's pretty damn good and it's going to be amazing for saving supplies. If I look at my collection log, go to minigames, we have ticked off another minigame, being Soul Wars. Only 70 crates opened, but of course I got the little creator very early, and the other 2 uniques done. Ectoplasmator is going to be great for the future to get prayer XP from spectral creatures. So, all round, a very good log to get out of the way, and if I do want to come back for any kind of XP in any of these skills, or even imbues in the future, I can do that because I've completed it, as well as having access to the Spoils of War constantly, and all these blighted supplies for if I need to enter the wilderness. These blighted super restores will be absolutely amazing. One game here takes me 5 minutes and gets me anywhere from 20 to 25 points. So that's about 10 blighted super restores that I can get for that. So that's pretty damn good. But that is the grind completed. I finally have the Soul Wars cape obtained. Let me grab out the pet and also the Ectoplasmator, and we'll get it all together. Drop the pet down, and then we have the Ectoplasmator and the pet with this. But that is one grind down, and now that completely sets me up for the log we'll be doing next. I think we all know what that log is going to be, and it's going to have to be the Champions Challenge. There's no way of getting around this log now, so this is what I'm going to have to tackle next. But that will be for next episode. With 2 logs completed this episode and many levels gained, it's time to look towards the Champion Challenge log. So thanks for watching, and I hope to see you all in the next one. Oh yeah, don't forget to like and subscribe.